There is the bell, and that means soccer is in session. What is up, everybody? My name is Madison Crews, and welcome back to another episode. So for today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys a recap of everything you might have missed from me and Jason's time at River Ridge versus Sequoyah on Tuesday. You will also get to hear the highlights from that match as well. And then you will get to hear the highlights from last night where Jason Longshore was on the call, where McIntosh beat Starr's Mill 3-0 in a huge non-region rivalry. And then you'll get to hear a preview for SDH's Game of the Week, where Jason and John will be going to Gilmer High School, where they will be facing off against White County High School. You will also get to hear from both of those head coaches talking a bit more about the matchup. Very jam-packed episode for you guys, so I am not going to waste any more of your time. We'll go ahead and get into it, but before we do, a quick word from our sponsors. Soccer is in Session is presented by Kaiser Permanente. Live well and thrive. Let Kaiser Permanente take care of the rest. Hey Atlanta, U.S. Soccer is moving its National Training Center to the ATL and hosting our first national team soccer doubleheader. The 9th annual She Believes Cup presented by Visa kicks off Saturday, April 6th at 12:30 p.m. at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Get your tickets now to support the U.S. women's team against rivals Japan, followed by Brazil versus Canada. Secure your seats today at ussoccer.com/tickets. Again, that is ussoccer.com/tickets. Now, to give a bit of a recap of what you might have missed in SDH's Tuesday night throwdown this week, me and Jason were at Sequoyah High School, where they faced off against number 1 in the nation, River Ridge. Now, River Ridge came out on top with a 5-3 victory in 2 overtimes. And so many golazos, so many. I remember sitting in the booth with Jason, and we were watching this game, and he was calling it. And I mean, my jaw dropped multiple times by how crazy this matchup was. But here are the highlights from River Ridge's 5-3 victory over Sequoyah. And Jason Longshore on the call.
Welcome back to Canton. Sequoyah High School is the site for our SDH Network Tuesday night throwdown. This match will determine a region champion. It's the River Ridge Knights on the road to face the Sequoyah Chiefs. I'm Jason Longshore. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. River Ridge 14-0 overall, 5-0 in the region. Phil Thomas's squad trying to get back to the state championship match and go one better this time around. Sequoyah 11-1 overall, 5-0 in the region. John Zonen's squad comes out in a 4-3-3. Will Grabowski in goal, backline left to right. Aiden Ellis, Leif Hansen, Tyler Whitaker, and Alex Estrada. Three-man midfield, Avi Leva Mancia, Ervin Perez Noyola, and Caleb McClure. Alan Fernandez on the left wing, Noah Sawkins on the right wing, and Miles Ulloa up top. River Ridge comes out in a 3-1-4-1-1. Grayson Van Gilder in goal. The three center backs, Moses Samstag, Bryce Epstein, and Gilberto Vargas. Holding midfielder is Yandel Guevara. Midfielders, Peyton Manwaring, Gustavo Almeida, Bennett Van Gilder, and Anthony Ruiz. Chris Asbridge is the attacking midfielder, and Kingston Courts is the number 9 up top. Let's kick it for 40 minutes from Sequoyah High School. The Chiefs, black tops, yellow shorts, black socks, moving from right to left on your radio dial. River Ridge in the all-white, moving from left to right. It's a free kick in the middle for Sequoyah. Whitaker plays it over to the left side. Hansen back into the middle, pop forward, trying to find Fernandez. It took a deflection, so Sequoyah will get the throw inside of 20 yards from the end line on the left. Hansen steps up to take it, throws it into the middle. Half volley, goal! 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 Caleb McClure off the half volley. Bombasso for Sequoyah, and they take the 1-0 lead. Bennett Van Gilder through the middle. Asbridge spins back to the right. Loops it over to the right side. Anthony Ruiz, 30 yards from goal and driving. Cross, deflected. Courts, chests it up and down and in. Goal, goal, goal. Kingston Courts. The cross took a deflection. He tried to chest it down initially. I think that deflected as well, but Courts, the big man up top for River Ridge, stayed with it, able to spin and slam it home for his 8th goal of the season. 1-1. 13 minutes gone in this one. It's 1-1. Lots of fireworks already and lots of time for more. Manwaring with the throw down the line, looking for Courts. Didn't quite get to him. Sequoyah able to clear. They settle it in the middle third. Big switch over to the left side of Fernandez. He pops it forward looking for Ulloa. Ulloa rides off a challenge. Back out wide to the left of Fernandez. Fernandez, edge of the 18. Trivella pass into the middle looking for Ulloa. It's cleared. Follow-up opportunity. Goal! 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 Sequoyah! Evan Perez Noyola. All golazos all the time here in Canton tonight. Perez Noyola's 5th goal of the season. A left-footed rocket into the upper 90 in the far side. 2-1, Sequoyah restores their lead. River Ridge win it back 40 yards from goal. Slotted forward looking for Courts, cleared back to midfield. Vargas settles it for the Knights. He pops it forward. Asbridge pushed in the back. Dangerous free kick upcoming for River Ridge. 25.5 to go in the first half. We've only played less than 15 minutes. We got 3 goals on the board, all of them of the golazo variety. I don't want to jinx it, but this is a pretty special night thus far. Let's see if it can maintain this level. Free kick for River Ridge. Courts with the left foot. Asbridge with the right. Asbridge over the wall, under the crossbar, and in! Goal! 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 River Ridge! 2-2. 10th goal of the year for Asbridge off the free kick. I'm not going to have a voice by the end of this, y'all. Game is ridiculous, and we've only played 14 minutes and 59 seconds. It's 2-2. Bennett Van Gilder driving forward. He's tripped up. It's popped forward, brought back, no advantage. Going to be a free kick. Going to be a stoppage of the clock, which that means it will also be a yellow card. McClure gets the yellow card. Just late on the challenge. It was a heavy one on Bennett Van Gilder. Don't think there was any bad intentions in it, just late. It's a good run from Bennett Van Gilder to earn that free kick. River Ridge win it back, though. Asbridge didn't give up on the play. Passes forward, given back in the direction of Asbridge. One back. Played up to midfield to Ulloa. Ulloa leaves it off to the right side. Sawkins. Sequoyah back in the attacking half, back in the attacking third. Fernandez cuts in on the right foot. What a goal! Goal, goal, goal! Alan Fernandez. 3-2 Sequoyah. Third goal of the season for Alan Fernandez. And Sequoyah, they opened the scoring. They made it 2-1. Now they make it 3-2. Can they hold it? They got a long way to hold it. 6:36 to go in the first half. Sequoyah with the 3-2 lead. Welcome back to Canton GA, the SDH Network Tuesday night throwdown here at Sequoyah High School. The Chiefs leading River Ridge 3-2 as we get ready for the second half. 5 different goal scorers, 5 golazos. bombs from distance, free kicks off the underside of the bar. The first half had a little bit of everything. What's left for the second half? We're going to find out as let's kick it for 40 more minutes from Canton. A region champion will be decided at the end of the night. It's actually a foul on that far side in that. Free kick. Courts will take it with the left foot from 30 yards. Flicked on. Gets through. Goal! 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 River Ridge. Off the free kick. Courts delivers. Aspridge with his second goal of the night. 3-3. Every time Sequoyah has taken the lead, River Ridge has dug deep and found a response. This one took a little bit longer, but it's 3-3 early in the second half. Sequoyah trying to win it back in their own half. Whitaker pops it forward to Estrada. He's able to pop it forward to Perez Noyola. Cuts it inside, not on the same page, though, with Sawkins. Sawkins tracks back to win it defensively, though. Passes inside to Perez Noyola. Here comes the break for Sequoyah. Big switch. Knocked down by Vargas, and he's able to clear. He almost got wrong-footed there. Hansen passes forward to Caleb McClure. McClure releases Estrada up the right side. Estrada hits the brakes. Back to McClure in the center circle. McClure's pass intercepted by Bennett Van Gilder. And he's wrestled down, and Caleb McClure is already on a yellow card. And is the referee going to give a second here? He stopped the clock. He stopped the clock. And he's trying to call the player back. He's got the yellow card in his hand. And is that a second for Caleb McClure? Yes, it is. That is a red card for Sequoyah. McClure must have forgotten that he had a yellow initially. After the turnover, he grabbed Bennett Van Gilder and wrestled him to the ground in the center circle. It's a second yellow. There's no way around giving that second yellow. Caleb McClure, 2 yellows, and he's sent off. 25:46 to play, and River Ridge will have the man advantage the rest of the way. Samstag wins the header. Almeida takes a touch to the left, flicked back into his direction. Almeida in the corner. Does he get the corner kick? Pushing and shoving. Almeida pushes the Sequoyah player into the netting. How's the referee going to handle it? Card shown. Was it a red? Almeida pleading. I think it was a red. Almeida's leaving the field. We'll see if anybody comes on to replace him. Almeida shoved a Sequoyah player into the netting in the corner. That was clear. That can be a red. Doesn't look like they're going to get a player to replace him, so the card was flashed quickly. River Ridge, if we can do math, is playing with 10. Sequoyah was already playing with 10. You never let the referee even the game up. It happens so often, and the referee doesn't have to look for this one. It's a push. It's a red card. There's really not much of an argument about it, but so many times a team playing with 11, they have that advantage against a team with 10, and something happens to even it up. This one was justified. It's 10-10. Sequoyah's got a lot of energy now. It's 3-3, 8:14 to play. The winner is the region champion. Welcome back to Canton. 3-3 between Sequoyah and River Ridge. Wild game with 5 goals in the first half, 1 in the second, 2 red cards in the second, 1 straight red card, 1 second yellow. All the momentum was going back and forth. It looked like River Ridge would find a winner a couple of times. It looked like Sequoyah might turn one around the other way. No breakthrough, and we go to overtime. Chris Aspridge with the brace for River Ridge. 2 goals for him on the night. Kingston Courts has the other one for the Knights. For Sequoyah, Caleb McClure got a goal. He also had the 2 yellows, so he was sent off. Ervin Perez Noyola with a goal, as has Alan Fernandez. All 3 of Sequoyah's goals came in the first 40 minutes. River Ridge found the equalizer with Aspridge's second early in the second half. That's what takes us to overtime. Bradley Fuchs came into the match at halftime for Sequoyah in goal, replacing Will Grabowski, and Fuchs will stay in goal for the overtime. Sequoyah moving from right to left on your radio dial, and let's kick it for 10 more minutes. Sam Stagg steps forward for River Ridge. They're forcing Sequoyah back. 1:50 to go. Courts deflects it back to Sam Stagg. Sam Stagg going to dribble up the left side, puts in a low cross. Courts knocks it down. Left-footed shot off the post and in. Goal! 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 River Ridge! Kingston Courts with the left foot off the far side post and back across and in. As close as you can get. Second goal of the night for Courts, and that's the first lead for River Ridge all night long. Courts has got 9 goals on the year now. River Ridge had to battle back from 1-0 down, from 2-1 down, from 3-2 down. They did it every time, and they take their first lead with 1:37 to go in overtime. 10 more minutes of overtime here in Canton on the SDH network. River Ridge 4-3 lead on the road at Sequoyah. The Chiefs have to find an equalizer here. Both teams playing with 10. Kingston Courts has the go-ahead right now for the Knights. They're moving from right to left on your radio dial. Sequoyah moving from left to right. 9.5 to play. Subs coming. Ulloa leaving for Sequoyah. I think he just doesn't have anything left. Ian Sweezy into the game, the junior. He's up top for Sequoyah. It's 10v10 to close this thing out. River Ridge with the 4-3 lead. Trying to win it in the middle third. Sam Stagg whiffs on the header. Sweezy trying to bring it down. Sawkins is there as well. Whitaker drives through to win a header. And it falls to Vargas, who clears for River Ridge. Manwaring somehow finding the energy to run this one down. Gets inside of Estrada. Popped into the middle. Goal! 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 River Ridge! And they're up 5-3. Nolan McClure. 13th goal of the season, coming off the bench and giving the Knights the 2-goal lead. Locked up on the far side, foul called. It's a free kick for River Ridge, but I don't think they're going to take it. The River Ridge Knights go to 15-0, 6-0 in the region, and they are your region champions in Region 6 in 6A. River Ridge, 2 goals from Kingston Courts, 2 goals from Chris Aspridge, and the Knights win tonight at Sequoyah 5-3. A valiant effort from the Chiefs, but it comes up just short to the top team in the state of Georgia. We'll be back tomorrow night on the SDH network. Forsyth Central at Denmark. Thursday, Starr's Mill hosting McIntosh. White County and Gilmer on Friday. The playoffs are just around the corner, but a lot more high school soccer action on the SDH network. Thanks to our presenting sponsor, Kaiser Permanente of Georgia. Don't forget the She Believes Cup is coming to Atlanta April 6th. Tickets still available. USA, Japan, Brazil versus Canada, ussoccer.com/tickets. That'll do it from Canton. River Ridge fight all the way back to get the big 5-3 win to stay unbeaten in 2024. For Madison Crews, I am Jason Longshore signing off from Canton. 5-3 winners for the Knights. Y'all have a good rest of the night. Adios, everybody.
Now, me, Jason, and John were at Starr's Mill High School yesterday where they faced off against McIntosh. So here are the highlights from that matchup where McIntosh beat Starr's Mill 3-0. And Jason Longshore has the call.
Welcome into Peachtree City, the site of Soccer Down Here's Thursday night special. It's the battle for the troops. It's Starr's Mill and McIntosh, a Fayette County derby here on the SDH network tonight. I'm Jason Longshore. Thanks for hanging out with us on the SDH Mixler channel. McIntosh in the all-white with green trim. They'll be moving from right to left on your radio dial. And Starr's Mill in the light blue and black stripes, black shorts, black socks, moving from left to right. Starr's Mill will kick off. Let's kick it for 40 minutes from Peachtree City. Goal kick. Hawkins down the middle. Doesn't get to Meza. It's volleyed away in front of him. Strong pops it forward for McIntosh. It checks up. Blue tries to pop it over Hawkins' head. Goal! 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 McIntosh! Lamaris Blue, the first one to react to it. Miles Strong pounced on it in the middle third and popped it forward, and it checked up. Hawkins had come to the top of his own 18, but when it checked, he hit the brakes and tried to backpedal. Blue did not go for power, just got his laces underneath it and elevated it over the outstretched hands of Tucker Hawkins. A beautiful goal from Lamaris Blue, and the McIntosh Chiefs on the road leading 1-0 with 11:20 to go in the first half. Free kick played back into the attacking half for Starr's Mill, but they can't settle it. McIntosh clear. Stallings trying to run it down with Newton Smith bearing down on him, running through him, and it's a penalty. Stallings, it looked like, had gotten between the ball and the attacker. Newton Smith didn't give up on it. They both tumbled to the ground, and the referee, no hesitation to point to the spot. It's on the far side. We're kind of screened from where the players were in that situation. Newton Smith must have gotten around Stallings and drew the contact. Mark Grassi steps up to take the penalty for McIntosh. 3:43 on the clock. Grassi. Goal, 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 McIntosh. 2-0 to the Chiefs. Welcome back to Peachtree City, Starr's Mill High School. The Panthers trailing McIntosh in the battle for the troops. 2-0 at the break. As we're underway here in the second half, McIntosh in the all-white with green trim, moving from left to right on your radio dial. Starr's Mill in the blue and black stripes, moving from right to left. They win a throw on the opposite side. Blue will take the long throw, bullet throw to the near post. Volleyed away. Newton Smith trying to volley it back on goal.
Oh, nice
Turned back in, cleared by Clary. Still there, shot, big save, Hawkins. Trying to scramble this one outside of the 6. Backheel attempt blocked. Follow up, put into the back of the net. Goal, goal, goal.
We've got is that an offsides flag right there?
Oh, the flag is up. No goal, no goal, no goal. Going to be a corner here on the near side for the Chiefs. They've got a short corner option if they want it. They don't. They float it to the near post header. Goal, 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 McIntosh.
Oof. One of our smaller guys trying to mark a bigger guy from McIntosh. Didn't work out.
It's a great setup with the short corner and then played to Aiden Dollins at the near post, who goes up and wins the header. That's that third goal that the Chiefs were looking for, and they take the 3-0 lead. For John Nelson, for Madison Crews, I'm Jason Longshore signing off. It's McIntosh doing the double over Starr's Mill. The girls win, and the boys win 3-0 in the nightcap. Adios, everybody.
And after McIntosh's 3-0 victory over Starr's Mill, I had the opportunity to talk to head coach Bunky Colvin after the huge win for his side. Alrighty, well, first of all, Coach, let's talk about it's a rivalry, and you guys just won. Yeah. You guys just won the match away from home. I mean, How do your guys feel? How does the energy? What's going on?
We feel good. Anytime you play a rivalry game, it can get crazy. There's so much stuff that comes before it that are distractions and those kind of things. And Starr's Mill is a very good team. They are legitimately a top 4 team in 4A. I think they can win 4A. I really do. We've played Johnson and all the big teams, and they absolutely can win it. So I feel really proud of the way we approached it. We were smart tonight. We played really hard. We pressed and made it hard for them in possession. And we could have done a little better finishing our chances. But overall, we did what was necessary, and this is a very difficult game. This is a quarterfinal, semifinal type match. So I'm very pleased with what we did.
And, moving on ahead, you guys have spring break, and then you go back, you play 1 or 2 more games, and then it starts state championships. You go into the playoffs, you start playing. I mean, how does it feel to kind of reach a little bit closer to that and getting closer to those state championships for your guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. So as you're approaching spring break, it starts to be a grind. And so a lot of teams, start cracking at this point. This group's not. They're just so focused and so determined. We've had 2 years where we haven't won it. None of these guys have ever won a state championship, and they're hungry for it. And so I think the best thing about this team is they've been the most enjoyable group to coach than in a long time. They just work hard. They do what we ask them to, and they produce. They step up and produce. So I think we can leave going with spring break 16-0, feeling really good. 2 games to get ready for the playoffs. So we like where we're at.
Now, looking ahead to SDH's game of the week, Jason and John will be heading into the mountains where they will be there to call Gilmer versus White County. Now, Gilmer is coming into the matchup with an overall record of 5-7-1 and a region record of 3-1. They are currently 5th in 3A Area 7, and White County is coming into the matchup with an overall record of 4-7 and a region record of 1-3, and they are currently 6th in 3A Area 7. And both teams have the exact same record, so this is a must-win for both of these sides in order to make it past that area of contention for the state championships. It's huge. Now, to give a bit of a preview of what you can expect for this matchup on Friday, I had the opportunity to talk to head coach Taylor Johnstone, who is the head coach for the varsity boys at Gilmer High School, as well as Megan Runkle, who is the head coach for both the boys and the girls varsity soccer teams at White County High School. Alrighty, everyone. So I am here with Coach Taylor Johnstone, who is the head coach for boys soccer at Gilmer High School. So, Coach, how are you doing so far?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely. So I just want to talk a little bit about how you feel like your season's been going so far. You have this matchup coming in on Friday. I mean, what have you guys been talking about? What has been the preparation leading up to it?
So our season started off pretty hot. We jumped up 3-0 pretty quick. We played a very good Cherokee team out of, I think they're 7A, I believe, down out of Cherokee or Canton, Georgia. And we took a loss to them, turned around and lost to Union. And we ended up dropping 5 more after that. So we went on a little bit of a losing streak. We were sitting at 3-7 going into last week. The boys have played with a tremendous amount of grit the entire time. There's no giving up. We don't give up. Our whole program is based off of effort, which is something I'm sure we'll get to talk about a little more as we go on. we have got back on the streak here. We've won our last 2 games, and then we tied just last night versus Chestatee, a very good Chestatee team. So we were happy to come away with a draw there. We've got it turned back around. We're on the right foot. Looking forward to getting a big region win on Friday over White. And maybe something will happen. We could still have a chance to get into the playoffs. We'll see.
Absolutely. And I mean, I want to touch on that matchup too against White County. What is it? Is there a bit of a rivalry with that matchup? I feel like most region games, there's definitely that grit and there's definitely some fire there. But is there anything specific about this matchup that we should know about?
So our since I've been here, our record's pretty even. So it is definitely, we are usually battling for a position in the playoffs with White. Thankfully, the past couple of years, we've come out on top. We're looking forward to continue that tradition this Friday. And it is a crucial game. I mean, we're at the bottom section of the region, right on the teeter-totting side of getting in. And if we can pull one out Friday, then we have a much better chance, obviously, of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, that is another one. You know, a lot of these teams, I feel like we're getting so close to the state championships. Like most of these games, all of them, they matter. And so how have you been kind of deciding that and kind of bringing that message to your guys without putting too much pressure, but also letting them know kind of what the situation is and getting them ready for this matchup?
So our goal at the beginning of every year is obviously to make the playoffs, but we want to be first in the region. That's out of our hands now. This year we've done a lot of rebuilding on our formations, on how we're going to play. We've gone to a lot of build up and not just looking for the direct through balls or over the top balls. I'm proud of how they've done. I've told them from the beginning of this year that we're going to be taking some baby steps towards the future, really. But I told them just to trust the process. Everything we do has a reason here, and this year we had a big reason for changing some things up, and not to get discouraged, and not that they have, but just keep grinding and just keep doing what they're capable of doing, and just playing ball.
And you mentioned it kind of in my first question. You talked a lot about the identity of this team. What is that identity of Gilmer boys soccer, and are you trying to present that also on the field? And how do you feel like you've done that this season so far?
So I would say we basically re-identified this year. We've changed up everything that we've done in the past. This is my second year as the head coach, my 6th year with the program. In the past, we would build up was not our main focus in previous years. And we were known for being pretty quick, and we would hit some long balls, and we would run on them and try to score. As I've seen in the past few years, the better teams can cover those too easy, in my opinion. We had to introduce a little more strategy this past year. We really focused on the build-up, inviting the press. It's funny because our boys – whenever they get pressed now, it's nothing to them. They're not really worried about it. They may give up a ball early and quickly, but after that, they're settled down and it's nothing. It's just like practice. I mean, like I said, everything we do has a purpose. At the beginning of the year, we just worked on playing out of the back for, I don't know, the first week. It seemed like they were getting a little bored with it, but now they don't even blink an eye when the press shows. So that's one of the biggest things we want to do. And it really seems like in high school soccer, everybody wants to press. Everybody wants to press you, high press up the field, get the ball back, try to score. So it's nice for us to be able to counter that with being calm on the ball and inviting them to press us. It plays into our game. So.
And I feel like, too, when it comes with that mentality, the high school game is very fast paced. And I feel like that's where you see a lot of those teams that do press, and having that sort of more direct angle and being very able to control the ball. How has it been to kind of adjust that? Because, you have these teams that are pushing up, they're pressing, but being able to have that handle of the ball is so important. And I think especially moving on, if many of your players want to move on to college, I feel like that's a good skill to have.
It definitely is. Like I said, it's been a big adjustment. We had to basically rewire their brains to not just and they play travel and they play Sunday league and when they leave here, sometimes they revert back to their old habits and we have to remind them again. But it has been nice to be able to actually teach them some of this control of the game and why we want to do this. And we're traditionally not a very tall team. We are usually short and quick, and that kind of plays into our advantage as well. It's nice for us to be able to run the other team and wear them down a little bit when we can possess the ball. It's beautiful. Now, on the other hand, when we get into a little bit of trouble if the other team is playing a good possession game themselves, we drop back and play defense, try to make them shoot from the outsides. We have fantastic keepers here. We have a pretty good defensive backs. We're just basically rebuilding the identity, and we started all the way over this year. And I think it's going great, but it's been going good.
Absolutely. Well, my last question for you, Coach, is what is something that you want fans on the SDH network and for everyone all over Georgia to know about your program and what you're trying to establish there?
Yeah, traditionally Gilmer's done well in our region and throughout the season in our regular games. Unfortunately, we haven't scored in the playoff game yet. We're looking forward to that, so I think that kind of gives us a bad image as far as the statewide goes. We're looking to change that. I mean, but if I had to have a message just for anything, is that we like to play ball. We're interested in playing anybody and everybody. Size doesn't really matter to us as far as the school size. If anybody's interested in playing, just contact me and we'll try to line something up.
Absolutely. Well, I would just want to say thank you so much again, Coach John Stone, for taking the time to talk to me today. And we're looking forward to come up there and calling that match on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, ma'am. It will be a good evening.
Alrighty. So I guess my first question is, I know that this is this region matchup, and I know that, it's to that time where you're starting to creep towards getting ready to get into the state championship. So how have you guys been approaching that this week?
This has been a really big week for us, being in that we've had two of our biggest region games so far. So we've really had to take it one game at a time. We had a region matchup on Tuesday and played those games. They didn't go as well as they could have, but the kids played great soccer. So just looking to build on that. And then we turned our focus to Gilmer yesterday afternoon at practice.
And one of the things that I think is so interesting is you are actually the head coach of not only the boys, but also the girls. How is it to balance that as a head coach, being in charge of two different teams almost?
It's definitely, it's had its challenges, that's for sure. But genuinely has been so enjoyable. It definitely takes a little extra time to scout teams because I do have to look at both the teams, and I have to take a lot more notes now because there's a lot of numbers and a lot of formations and a lot of players in my head. And so I have to make sure that I'm giving the right scouting information to the right team and differentiating practices so that we're working on appropriate things for each team.
Absolutely. And I also this is kind of a rivalry almost for you guys. So has there been this sort of matchup before? Have you seen it before? And how has it been in the past?
Yeah, so Gilmer's been in our region for a long time. And, so it's always a big game to travel over the mountain and face them. There always tends to be some big playoff implications on the line when we go to Gilmer. And the matches have been good matches, physical matches. And so it's definitely a game that we always look forward to because we know the competition is going to be great and how important it is to pick up a win tomorrow.
And my last couple questions for you, I just want to talk a little bit about you and your coaching philosophy. So when you are in there and you're in practice, what is something that you preach? What is your philosophy on the field as well as off the field for both of your teams?
So for me, the biggest thing that we kind of focus on is our attitude, our effort, and our commitment, both to this team, this program, but also to White County and the school and our academics. When you have your attitude, your effort, and your commitment all focus on the right things, then you're going to do the right things, and it's going to have positive impacts on the field. But we also try to play with composed intensity. A big focus, especially on the boys' side of things, is to be able to find that intensity, that do anything that it takes to win a game mentality while also remaining composed on the field.
Absolutely. And looking at it too from the girls, so you play the girls first, they're 4th in the region, and then the boys are 6th in the region. So, and going up against White County, they're almost like right behind you guys. So how important is this matchup? I know every single one of these region play matchups are huge. It's huge for that. But in this matchup specifically, what needs to be done on your side in order to see a win?
Well, for the girls, I think going out there and starting off fast and hopefully putting a couple goals up to give ourselves a lead is going to be huge. It's always a very physical match, and so we don't really want to have to get into the tougher tackles that tend to happen when we're playing against Gilmer. And for the girls, I mean, it's clinching a spot in playoffs. And so it's a huge game. We're sitting right where we need to be right now. We've picked up the wins that we needed to win on the girls' side. And so now it's just taking care of business. And for the boys, it's definitely going to be a battle. And I think going out there with that composed intensity that I was talking about is going to be huge, because if we can play for the full 80 minutes and score goals, but also respond appropriately if we were to give up a goal, I think we can come away with the win. And that'll let us be in the driver's seat for hopefully picking up a spot in playoffs with our last region game after spring break.
Absolutely. Well, my last question for you, Coach, is for this, what I do here on Soccer down here in Soccer's in Session is I try to kind of spread the word of Georgia soccer all over. So what is something that you want fans and anyone who's listening to know about White County and about everything that you're trying to do there?
I think that when you come to White County, you have the ability to play on some quality teams, but most importantly, against quality opponents. The soccer up here in our region is the best in the state, especially in 3A. It's the most competitive region, and you're rarely going to go to a game that doesn't keep you on the edge of your seat. It's quality soccer. It's good soccer. We got a lot of kids playing club ball. And the thing is that, you know, we're not in Atlanta. So these kids that are playing club ball, they're giving their everything to soccer. And I think it translates into school ball as well. And it's just a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, it's a fun part to be. It's fun to be a part of it too.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I just want to say thank you so much again for taking the time to talk to me today. I really appreciate it. And I know we're all excited to get to go up there and get to watch a really good Friday night of soccer.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Once again, a huge thank you to Coach Runkle and to Coach John Stone for taking the time to talk to me today and yesterday. I really appreciate it, and I know we're excited to get the chance to go up there and call this matchup and see what it's all about, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys for this week's episode, so before I close it out, another quick word from our sponsors. Soccer is in Session is presented by Kaiser Permanente. Live well and thrive. Let Kaiser Permanente take care of the rest. Hey Atlanta, U.S. Soccer is moving its National Training Center to the ATL and hosting our first national team soccer doubleheader. The 9th annual She Believes Cup presented by Visa kicks off Saturday, April 6th at 12:30 p.m. at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Get your tickets now to support the U.S. women's team against rivals Japan, followed by Brazil versus Canada. Secure your seats today at ussoccer.com/tickets. Again, that is ussoccer.com/tickets. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this week's episode, and make sure you guys tune in next week because we will be doing a quick tour around all of the regions here in Georgia. We're going to be trying to reach out to as many as we can before they head into playoff time. But be sure you check out Soccer Down Here wherever you get your podcast. You can catch it there. You can also listen for free on the Soccer Down Here website. And make sure you follow Soccer Down Here on all of our social medias. You can catch all the updates and everything going on over there. And if you want to follow me and keep up with everything I'm doing, you can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at Madison Crews 7. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. Mucha plata, y'all.